students. So we have completed with two physiology chapters, that is breathing and exchange of gases, to go with the body fluids and circulation. Today, my dear students, we are going to discuss with one more physiology chapter, that is excretory products and their elimination. Alright. So let us go with level 1 of this chapter. Okay. So the first question we have here is, ANF mechanism acts as a check on the, four options have been given: renin-angiotensin mechanism, counter current mechanism, JGA mechanism. Okay, juxtaglomerular apparatus, JGA full form. Micturition reflex. Alright, micturition here refers to the urge of urination. Anyway, so ANF mechanism acts as a check on. See, dear students, first of all, let us understand what do we mean by ANF. Here, ANF refers to atrial natriuretic factor. Alright. So, remember, dear students, that this atrial natriuretic factor is a protein hormone. Alright. And this is secreted by the atrial wall of the heart in response to the high blood pressure. Right? See, the name itself says that this protein hormone, alright, is secreted from the atrial wall of the heart. Alright? And when this protein hormone will be secreted, that's also an important aspect to understand. This will be secreted when there is high blood pressure. Alright? So note this point. Alright? Further, my dear students, let me also tell you that this hormone is secreted when there is high blood pressure into the circulatory system, directly into the circulatory system. And when it is released into the circulatory system, the function of this is, this atrial natriuretic factor causes vasodilation. See, we are familiar with this term. See, vasodilation here refers to the dilation of blood vessels, my dear students. Dilation of blood vessels. Alright. And further, let me tell you, when there is dilation of blood vessels, thereby decrease of blood pressure can be seen. Alright. So there will be decrease of blood pressure. See, dear students, please understand, when ANF will be released, ANF or atrial natriuretic factor will be released when there is high blood pressure in the circulatory system. When this hormone is released, what it does? It causes vasodilation or the dilation of blood vessels. When this happens, there will be decrease in blood pressure. That's why I am telling you, my dear friends, it acts as a check on the renin-angiotensin mechanism. It acts as a check on the renin-angiotensin mechanism. Alright. So then what do we mean by this? Okay, let me tell you a few aspects about the renin and angiotensin mechanism. See, this mechanism occurs through a system called as renin-angiotensin system or renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, RAS. We call it as renin-angiotensin aldosterone system. In short, we call it as what? RAS. Alright, it's a hormone system, my dear students. So here there is regulation of blood pressure and also the fluid and electrolyte balance. Alright, what all happens here? Regulation of blood pressure, alright, fluids and also electrolyte balance, my dear students. Alright, remember this. This happens where? In the renin-angiotensin system, or we can call just as RAS or RAAS, renin-angiotensin aldosterone system. So here, dear students, let me tell you that when there is this hormone regulation, there will be increase in the volume of extracellular fluid. When there is increase in extracellular fluid, what will happen? Obvious that the blood pressure is also going to increase. That's where when there is increase in blood pressure, this atrial natriuretic factor, this protein hormone, will decrease it by the release, alright, of this, alright, into the circulatory system, causing vasodilation. That's where I am using the word what? They check the renin-angiotensin mechanism, my dear students. So here, among the given option, the more appropriate and specific answer you have to go for is renin-angiotensin mechanism. Please go for option 1. That is your right answer. Next question we have, dear students. Maintenance of body potassium levels is primarily by tubular absorption in PCT. PCT here refers to proximal convoluted tubule. Alright. See, second question we have. First option what? Absorption of potassium, where does it occur? They are asking. So PCT here refers to proximal convoluted tubule. Alright. Then the second option, my dear students, is that secretion in DCT. DCT refers to distal convoluted tubule. Alright. So PCT and DCT are part of the nephron. What is nephron, my dear students? The structural and functional units of kidneys. Alright. Fine. So what is the third option? Third option they have given absorption in DCT, and fourth option is secretion in PCT. So where does the maintenance of body potassium levels occur? Dear students, see, when you talk about this structure, a rough structure, let me show you. Alright. See, we are well familiar with this structure. So this is a rough structure of what? The Bowman's capsule, my dear students. Alright. See here, this is the structure what I am drawing is about what? The rough structure of nephron. Alright, here glomerular filtration can be seen, which we all know. See, we already know that this is Bowman's capsule. Alright. And this is proximal convoluted tubule, this is distal convoluted tubule, this is called collecting tubule. Alright, this is, alright, there are two loops here, one is descending loop and another one is ascending loop. This is descending loop, this is ascending loop, and to go with that we have loop proper. All these three, descending loop, ascending loop and loop proper, together are referred to as Henle's loop. What are the three? See, ascending loop, descending loop and loop proper. All these three together are referred to as Henle's loop. Alright. So anyway, remember that, my dear students. Now the question here is, where does the maintenance of the potassium levels occur? See, in the distal convoluted tubule, alright, which is a portion of the kidney, alright, which is present where, between the loop of Henle and the collecting. See, there is collecting tubule here and there is loop of Henle here, alright. So rather we can say above the distal, what we can say, the descending loop, alright, we can find the proximal convoluted tubule, or from the immediately of the Bowman capsule, the tubular structures which leads from the Bowman's capsule can also be called to as what? Proximal convoluted tubule, dear students. Now, we need to understand here few important aspects, dear students. See, here selective secretion of hydrogen and potassium ions will occur. In the PCT, selective secretion of hydrogen and potassium ions, and also Ammonia will occur. Why? See, hydrogen, alright, potassium and also ammonia NH3 will occur. Alright, why? Because to maintain the pH. Alright, to maintain the pH and also the sodium potassium balance in the body. They also help in maintenance of pH as well as the sodium potassium balance in the body. Alright, so we can definitely say that the proximal convoluted tubule is the region of the nephron, alright, where definitely we can find the maintenance of the body potassium levels. Primarily, majorly we can find that. Alright, so without any hesitation, my dear students, please go for option number 2, that is secretion in distal convoluted tubule. That is your right answer. Third question we have, arcuate artery is found in 4 options have been mentioned: kidney, lungs, skin, all of the above. Dear students, again it's an important question, right? They're asking where do we find arcuate artery. Alright, so interesting aspect. Dear students, let me tell you that the blood vessels of renal circulation are called arcuate arteries. In fact, arteries. Alright, and these arteries are arc shaped. That's why they are arc shaped. That's why we call it by a name arcuate arteries. And dear students, let me also tell you that these arcuate arteries are located at the junction of renal cortex and renal medulla. See, if you just roughly, if you consider the structure of rather the kidneys, all right. See, okay. See, we have here this anyway this is further here we have the medullary region where we have the renal pyramids, isn't it? Roughly, okay. So here renal pyramids are present. Alright. So this is renal cortex of the kidney, the outer portion, and this is renal medulla. Alright, my dear friends. Now, in the junction of renal cortex and renal medulla, in between this renal cortex and renal medulla, we find the arcuate arteries, my dear students. Alright, so it's an important part of the kidney. Alright, and it is a part of the renal circulation, that is the blood circulation which can be seen with respect to the kidneys. So please go for option number 1. So arcuate kidney, it is present in the kidney in between the renal cortex and the renal medulla. Next question we have, seagulls excrete salts through 4 options have been given: liver, lungs, urine and nasal gland. My dear students, seagulls are marine birds. Alright, first point you can remember here is what? Seagulls are marine birds and they belong to the family called Laridae. Alright. Now, here we need to understand that these animals, as they are marine birds, it is obvious that they drink salt water. Alright. They drink or they consume the salt water. Alright. And when they consume it, what will happen as a result? What happens? They maintain their osmotic balance. They have to drink salt water to maintain what? Osmotic balance, my dear students. Alright, and let me also tell you that they excrete salts, alright, through nasal gland. Alright, they excrete salts through the nasal gland here. Nasal gland can also be referred to as the salt gland here, my dear students. Okay, and these nasal glands or the salt glands are present in the nostrils and assist kidney in maintaining electrolyte balance. Alright, they assist kidney, alright, in maintaining electrolyte balance. So, dear students, without any hesitation, you can definitely go for Option 4, that is nasal gland, because the seagulls excrete the salts through the nasal gland or the salt glands. Option number 4. Next, we have question number 5. Okay. Marcelo Malfigi, after whom Malpighian tubules are named, was born in Germany, Australia, Austria and Italy are the 4 options. See, Marcelo Malfigi is the thing here. Okay, let me tell you. He discovered what? The Malpighian tubules, my dear students. The excretory structures in arthropods, especially in the cockroach, we can find. Okay. See, these are the prominent excretory structures which we can find in the cockroach, and they lie freely in the body fluid. We call it as what? Hemolymph. They are freely lying in the hemolymph, my dear students. And they remove the excretory products from the hemolymph. Whatever the excretory products are present in this hemolymph, those are removed by the tubular structures, the excretory structures called as Malpighian tubules. 100 to 150 yellowish structures, tubular structures which can be present in the cockroach, my dear students. And they open into the alimentary canal from hemolymph. Alright, they will in fact remove all the excretory products and they open into the alimentary canal. Open into alimentary canal. Here further, dear students, let me also tell you that from the alimentary canal, especially at the junction of midgut and hindgut, they will in fact be finally they will be opening. And let me also tell you that these Malpighian tubules, alright, are named after 17th century anatomist. He was 17th century anatomist, alright. So his name is what? Marcelo Malfigi. Alright, my dear students. This is very important here because the question asks is what? The Malpighian tubules which was discovered by Marcelo Malfigi. Where he was born, right? Yes, he was 17th century anatomist. He was born in Italy. Alright. So among the given options, you have to go for which one? Option number 4. That is Italy. That is your right answer. Dear students, next let us move on to question number 6. ADH, antidiuretic hormone, that means to say, alright, ADH deficiency shows the following condition: polydipsia, polyuria, glucosuria, both 1 and 2. Now let me tell you that we are very well familiar with the term called as diuresis. Alright. See, here, dear student, diuresis refers to excessive production of urine. First point, diuresis is what? Excessive production of urine. Note this point. Alright. And further, when there is excess water which is lost through the urine, the blood volume will be decreased. Alright. And the osmolarity, alright, or osmotic balance will be needed, because osmolarity will be increased. When this happens, dear students, the ADH hormone, ADH, antidiuretic hormone, will be in fact released. Why? Because what I said, the volume of blood, when it is decreased, alright, volume of blood will decrease, my dear student, because there is more loss of water. When diuresis occurs, it's a excretory condition. It's a disorder which is associated with the excretory system. When this happens, it is obvious that the antidiuretic hormone should be secreted from the, alright, it is secreted from the, alright, pituitary gland, posterior pituitary rather, I can tell you, alright. Remember this. Now, after its release, alright, what it does? ADH will decrease, alright, the volume of urine by increasing the reabsorption of water by kidneys. So, rather we can say there is more reabsorption of water, which is very much needed here, because In case of diuresis, what is happening? There is excessive, alright, loss of water through what? Urine. When you excessive urine is produced, it is obvious that it is going to get excreted. So now what should happen in the kidneys? There should be more reabsorption of water, my dear friends, which will be brought about by the anti-diuretic hormone, and this prevents the diuresis. ADH will act against the diuresis. Alright, that's why it is called as what? Anti-diuretic hormone. See, diuresis is there is a condition. So the hormone name is what? Anti-diuretic. That means it is preventing diuresis. Alright. See, my dear students, now we need to understand that when there is ADH deficiency, when ADH is not present in sufficient quantities, alright, this will lead to polydipsia. See, here polydipsia refers to excess thirst. Alright, there will be very much thirst, and also it may also lead to polyuria. That means excessive urination. Alright, excess urination. That's what, these two conditions are associated with diuresis. Alright, this can be prevented by proper secretion of ADH. Anyway, by the given question, ADH deficiency shows following condition. That means it shows both polydipsia and polyuria. So you have to go for option number 4, that is both 1 and 2. That will be your right answer. Next question. Glomerular filtrate containing glucose in comparison to plasma. Whether, first we need to understand what is glomerular filtrate here. Alright. And the given options are what? More, same, less or nil. We are comparing that with the plasma. The fluid component of blood is called plasma. And what is the glomerular filtrate? See, glomerular filtrate, when you are talking, my friends, alright, it's question number 7, yes. So, glomerular filtrate. And we know that glomerular filtrate, it is the fluid that passes from the blood through the capillary walls of the glomerulus of the kidney. Alright, and this, let me tell you, dear students, that this fluid is very important, my friends. From the blood, it is passing through the capillary walls of glomerulus of the kidney. Alright, and it is similar to plasma. It is similar to the fluid component of blood. Alright, and dear students, this glomerular filtrate, why it is important? Because it is alright, from this urine will be formed. Urine will be formed. Alright. So I hope everyone now know what is glomerular filtrate. The fluid which passes from the blood through the capillary walls of the glomerular of the kidney. So fine. So from this urine will be formed from the glomerular filtrate. So it's an important part, the fluid which can be a part of the we can say it as the what? Urine formation. And plasma is what? Plasma, an important fluid component of the blood. Now, dear students, the glomerular filtrate contains less glucose in comparison to plasma. Glucose is little bit less here, where in the glomerular filtrate. Why is it so? When compared to plasma, I am talking, my friends. Okay, why is it so? Because most of the glucose is actively absorbed in the propicity or the proximal convoluted tubule. Just now we discussed, see, we have this nephron structure, basic units of kidneys. So here we have alright, this keeps moving, my dear students. Okay, this keeps going, and see here collecting ducts are present anyway. Alright, this is collecting duct. Alright, and this is proximal convoluted tubule, this is distal convoluted tubule, and this is ascending descending loops, and also loop proper. We have all this together is called as what? Henle's loop. Alright, all these are there, of course. Alright, and this is Bowman's capsule. We just need PCT here, because in the proximal convoluted tubule, alright, most of the glucose is actively absorbed. Alright, when this because it's a part of the nephron, and when this happens, my dear students, It's very clear that the glucose in comparison to plasma will be alright less in case of glomerular filtrate. Alright, so you have to go for option 3. That will be your right answer. Dear students, next question we have. A person undertaking prolonged fasting has certain abnormal constituents in urine. Here you remember the question asked is what? A person who is undergoing prolonged fasting. So what do we mean by here prolonged fasting, my dear students? For long periods of time without consuming anything, if a person is fasting, so what constituents will be, abnormal constituents will be produced in the urine, my friends, the question is asked. And let me tell you that when a person is undergoing such prolonged fasting, definitely that the abnormal constituents will be ketones. Alright, ketones will be the abnormal constituents which will be found in the urine. Alright, and why ketones are formed, let us understand. See, there will be fatty acid oxidation. Alright, when there is more time the person is fasting, there will be fatty acid oxidation because he is not consuming much of what? The glucose. So when there is fatty acid oxidation, alright, let me tell you, this fatty acid oxidation will result in the production of large amount of ketone bodies, such as many different types of ketone bodies are produced. Alright, let me mention few of them. The major one, especially we cannot forget here, acetoacetate. It's a ketone body. Alright, if you want more, we can also say beta hydroxybutyrate. Alright, see, beta hydroxybutyrate. To go with that, I can also tell you that even acetone will also be formed. See, acetoacetate, beta hydroxybutyrate, acetone. All these are what, my dear students? Ketone bodies which are formed due to the fatty acid oxidation in a person who is undergoing prolonged fasting. Alright, so the abnormal constituents which are formed in the person who is fasting for long periods of time will be ketones. So you have to go for option number 1. That will be your right answer. So that is it for today's session. Keep your concentration, attention, as I always say during the class. Thank you very much.